Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 17 online rank match game. We're going through the 32 teams in the NFL, previewing them for the upcoming season, and next on deck is the Miami Dolphins, the team that hasn't made the playoffs since Chad Pennington was their quarterback. Yeah, that's a flashback name, so you know it's been a while, but you know what? I think the Dolphins might be on the rise this year. Part of the reason I like their offense. I don't love their offense. I do like their offense quite a lot though. First of all, we'll start off with the head coach. You bring in Adam Gase, who was in Denver when Peyton Manning was putting up big numbers, goes to Chicago, follows John Fox, and helps Jay Cutler have what many people think was his best year last year, as far as, you know, not turning the ball over a lot, making good reads, especially when the Bears didn't have too many weapons in the passing game. Cutler was, you know, not turning the ball over to high rate, and that was obviously the biggest problem with Jay Cutler. And now, all of that's enough to get him the head coaching job in Miami. Joe Philbin was the former coach, but throughout Joe Philbin's time in Miami, it's just been turmoil and drama, and now that you just need to bring in this fresh face, and Adam Gase, young guy, he could be just that for the Dolphins. So now he comes in to help out Ryan Tannehill, who's had an up and down career so far, taking in the top 10 in the draft, high expectations. He had a decent year last year, but the biggest problem for Ryan Tannehill since he's entered the league is he's been playing behind one of the worst offensive lines in the league year in and year out. This year, that looks like it could change. We start with the tackles. Brandon Albert and Juwan James projected to start at left and right tackle. Albert was in the Pro Bowl last year, and Juwan James showed some improvement last year. Then you bring in Mike Pouncey. The Pouncey brothers both have been good throughout their career, playing centers for their respective teams. And the rookie Laramie Tunsil, who I believe is predicted to start at left guard. One of the guard positions he should be starting at. It's not his natural tackle position that he was drafted to play at, but he had two decent tackles, so you bring him in for that. And Tunsil, of course, we all know, was a top 5 projected draft pick, but he had his little Twitter fiasco on the day of the draft, dropped down to Miami. And for the Dolphins, it was a gamble, and it could pay off very well for them, especially considering the weakness of this team. And now you get Tannehill, you get that offensive line, you lose Lamar Miller in free agency, which is unfortunate because Lamar Miller was a pretty good running back in his time. He just never really got the touches. But you got Jay Ajayi, who has some potential. You add Arian Foster, who can help carry the load, be a receiving back on third down. Of course, Foster known for his great vision running the ball. So you have that. You have a decent offensive line. Arian Foster will find the lanes. Even if you don't, you might still be able to find some lanes. You see Jay Ajayi. That was great patience right there in that screen patch, just waiting for the blocks, cutting right, and getting a long touchdown, a 14-0 lead. So you got that, and then you got the rookie Kenyon Drake, the 3rd round pick out of Alabama. Played behind Derrick Henry, but, you know, he still had some decent carries. We'll see how that works out. They have a nice load of running backs. Obviously, you would like a star running back like Lamar Miller, but that's okay. The real problem for the Dolphins last year was they never established the running game. It seemed like they put too much on Tannehill's shoulders, and that didn't work out too well, but you got the running game going. Then when you need to pass, I like their passing weapons. Kenny Stills, you got Devontae Parker entering his 2nd year. I think Devontae Parker is going to be a good player. I like them out of Louisville, and he had a decent rookie year last year. Didn't get to play all the games, but or much playing time, but he's come back for the 2nd year, and there's a lot of potential there. And then, of course, the star receiver, Jarvis Landry. You guys know him, making spectacular catches. Odell's buddy. You guys know that they both played in LSU. God only knows how Zach Menberg didn't put up better numbers with that LSU team, man. As you guys see, back-to-back fumble recoveries. That time, Sue gets it. So all that should add up for a good offensive season for the Miami Dolphins, or at least better than last year when they were below average. The defense is where you had a little bit of question marks. You lost Olivier Vernon, you lose Derek Shelby, but you gain Mario Williams, and you're hoping he at least contributes something on your team. Cameron Wake is getting up there in years. You're hoping he can still give you 1 or 2 more good years. Ndamukong Suh is still one of the best defensive tackles in the game easily. He had a pretty good year last year for the Dolphins. You don't really hear his name too much, but, you know, he does the dirty work down there. That's what Suh is usually known for, is you see we find a nice touchdown in the middle of the field right before halftime. The cornerback positions are very interesting for the Dolphins. You got this dude, Tony Lippett, who was drafted to play receiver and is now playing cornerback for the team. It was okay last year, but mostly unproven. You have 2nd-year draft pick Xavier Howard. Who knows how he's going to do. You trade for McCain, or Maxwell. I mean, McCain's in the slot for them. Bryce McCain, who's decent. And then you bring in Byron Maxwell, and you hope he does decent at least for your team. And it does have the recipe to be decent if it works out. 4 decent cornerbacks on the roster. You hope at least 3 of them work out, and it could be okay. The defensive line doesn't have much depth, like I said, and then the linebacking might be the worst part of their team, unless Kiko Alonso has a comeback season. Of course, he had a torn ACL. He was still recovering from that last year with the Eagles. Will he come back to his form he was during his rookie season when he was a tackling machine? That's what the Dolphins are hoping for. They made that big trade with the Eagles to get both Maxwell and Alonso, and that works out for them. That's great and all, but it's a big if. And then Dolphins have a couple other linebackers like Jelani Jenkins and stuff like that, but not really any big names. So it's up to that defense to, get some stops in the running game and stuff like that. You got to find some new bodies to get a pass rush. There's a couple of those guys left. But I do like this Dolphins team to be in playoff contention this year. Can I be wrong? Obviously, these are all my opinions, and I could be wrong as hell on every single one of these, man. So you guys can just leave your feedback in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think the Dolphins have some sleeper potential this year, because I do. Will they make the playoffs? I really do think they're going to be contending for a wild card spot this year. I think the Patriots win the division, but I think the Dolphins have a strong chance. Maybe a stronger chance than the team that we just beat 31-0, the Jets. Speaking of that, my opponent rage quits right here. He's had enough after Tannehill leaves the pocket and runs, and we get our nice little victory. So, leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. I'll catch you guys next time with the final team of the AFC East, the New England Patriots.